Many people only remember mostly Pawan Kalyan or Imran Hashmi. But one picture made all the difference. Your picture, like you beside the photo, you're simply sitting with the white dress.
I asked my assistant to take that photo as a joke. I thought I'll post it. And in between that carousel, this one photo was there.
That specific moment with Pawan Kalyan that you felt that aura.
The main one interval scene that we have, you will not see that kind of an ease.
The kind of ruggish kind of villain in the film. Will you have specific morality that okay, I should be doing such acts?
Like I realized that things kind of stay with you even if you're acting.
With that kind of camaraderie you were having in Malayalam industry, and when it comes to the Telugu industry, it is not like that. How did you process that thing then?
Why that industry produces that kind of content, even though our resources are much smaller. When I come to Telugu, it's like huge luxury.
I specifically liked your character, Extraordinary. It is a very different character than the regular villains. He depends on the hero.
The character was developed as we went along. We improvised.
The Malayalam, not only Malayalam actors, does the actors really charge higher for the Telugu films and lower for their industry films?
It's actually not industry specific. It's more to do with the reach of the movie.
So do you remember any specific sequences that are chopped from OG?
In the hospital, when I'm running around looking for Prakash Raj, one small sequence where
Hi, Mr. Sudev Nair.
Hi.
I'm Dheeraj from Filmy Focus.
Hi. Thanks.
So why so late into the party? Promoting yourself?
Oh, I've been busy shooting for Toxic and everything.
Okay.
So during the release of OG and all, I barely got to sneak in one show also to watch for myself.
Okay. Where did you watch your film?
I watched it in Trivandrum.
Oh, Trivandrum.
So
Okay.
on my way back from shooting, one day I stopped over and watched.
Okay. So you watched the Telugu version or?
Telugu version.
Telugu version. Okay.
Yeah.
So Sudhir, like I've been following all your work, specifically your films with not only in Malayalam, also in Tamil and Kannada as well. So like you being like a proper artist with a proper background of knowing all the technicalities about the acting. So how did it fare well for you in the films coming from the theaters background to the films?
So when I started out, because of my very academic approach, I'm trained at film school and everything. I used to do a lot of method acting, so that was actually detrimental to my performance. I realized it was becoming too much of a burden, and that's not how movies are practically made. So then I stopped doing that, and along the way, I got to work with a lot of legends also, like Mohanlal, Mammootty in Malayalam. And with them, I started talking about their process. And I realized everybody relies more on spontaneity. And like with Mohanlal, there are legendary big dialogue scenes from the 90s. So I asked him how he prepared. And he said those scenes were given to me in the morning in the vanity van. Right, then I go and do it. So that's how films are practically made, at least in India. We don't have that much resources to spend 1 year preparing for a part and all that. So I realized that is the best approach, and so I released myself of that burden of doing this heavy method acting and just coming here and being truthful to the moment, and that has been very rewarding. So especially in Telugu, because the movies are larger than life, I'm allowed to like let loose. In Malayalam, it's a little more realistic and so a little more contained, and so that's why I love this whole environment.
Okay, because in one of the press meet of Mamangam, so Mammootty was saying, he's not some simple guy. He's a very bigger artist.
This is his generosity. Yes. Yes. Yeah, in that Mamangam press meet, actually, the anchor forgot to invite me on stage. And Mammuka was very upset that he kept pointing out, call him. And when I came on stage, I said that I'm also a small part of this movie. And that's when Mammuka said, no, he's not a small guy. He's a trained actor from Film Institute. He's a big guy.
Okay.
This is generosity.
Cool. So I was watching your older interviews with Vishal Menon, I believe. Yeah, with Vishal Menon. So then you're saying that no, I actually wanted to become a Hrithik Roshan of
Yeah,
another Hrithik Roshan
correct.
when I started ventured into the films.
Yeah,
So do you have the same passion and
yeah.
compassion right now as well?
Same, yeah. So Hrithik Roshan is like my end goal. Like
Okay.
that's the path is because it's good to have an end goal that you'll never achieve. So you'll always be happy as long as you're pursuing that path. Somewhere along the way also you reach, you'll be happy. So at least I have a direction.
Hmm.
So actually, when I went to Film Institute and became this was surrounded by this totally academic atmosphere, then you start devaluing commercialization, and you feel like all this is, they don't know what
Hmm.
filmmaking is, and actual filmmaking is European cinema. You get kind of cluttered with all those things. But when you come back into the real world, that's when you realize actually this is much harder. It's very easy to make movies that only people like you can understand, and people with your sensibilities. It's very easy to make movies for you and your friends. But to make movies that everybody likes across the board is very difficult. And these people know filmmaking in and out. To be someone like a Hrithik Roshan or an Allu Arjun is very, very difficult, very difficult. And if you choose that as your ideal, there's a lot of work. You'll always be busy working on yourself.
Okay. So even your take on nepotism was quite funny when you're interviewing with the same Vishal. So you say that in the last 10-15 years, there are 3 superstars and 2 are superstar kids. Only one is the actual superstar. So does that kind of clarity you had when it comes to the film industry, the survival, so that is from the film school or by your surroundings itself?
By surroundings only.
Okay.
And in film school also, you kind of, even the teachers who come there,
Hmm.
they explain to you, see, this is how the reality is, this is how the world works. And so you have your expectations straight. But still, when you get out of film school, you still think that you're the best and you're out there to make a mark, and then slowly reality hits.
Okay.
So but like I still believe that if there was no nepotism, there would be no Hrithik Roshan. There would be no Allu Arjun. There would be no Fahad Fasil. And that's a loss for us as an audience. If suppose Hrithik Roshan had to struggle for 10-15 years like I did, he would not be what he is today. He would not have been able to get there. And that's a loss for us as an audience. So we need people to be rewarded. Certain people should be rewarded for what they have, so that they can reach the maximum potential and show us the way, show the rest of us the way and the light.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and your off-screen personality and the kind of uh, like the way you show your comic side in the Instagram is completely different when it comes to your
Yeah.
on-screen personality and the kind of personality we see directly.
Uh,
So, how does that work?
because I actually love comedy. I started acting by imitating Mr. Bean when I was in standard 9, and that's how I got into acting. And I still love comedy. I directed a web series back in 2015, which was also comedy. So I think in those terms. It just so happened that because the way I look and my green eyes and everything, I got slotted into that category.
Villainy kind of.
Yeah. So it's more intense and intimidating. And also, I think because of my inherent introversion, there is this defensive shell around me, which projects in my personality if you don't know me very well. And so that's very easy to cast me in that kind of an intimidating
Hmm.
aura kind of character. So that's where I've been surviving for the last few years. So hopefully now that the audience is more familiar with me, I'm able to break out of that.
Okay. But you never had that inhibition that no, I should be breaking from this shell, or
Yes.
I need to project myself in a different way so that the audience would also see me in a different
Yeah.
perspective.
So that effort, I believe, is supposed to come from me. It's not. It's my responsibility
Hmm.
to break out of that. So consciously, I've been also choosing roles that are not the same as what I've done before. I'm saying no to those very typical cliche villain stuff and all those things. So So lately the villains that I've been doing also have been a little more flamboyant, a little more good looking, more stylish. So slowly like transitioning out of that intimidating to a more
Okay.
more aspiring kind of a person. Yeah.
Okay. So before going into the characters you play, I just wanted to know few more things. So though you have to play that menacing, that kind of ruggish kind of villain in the film, will you have specific morality that okay, I should be doing such acts which doesn't suit me, or your parameters you have set for yourself?
Yeah.
Will you have that?
Yeah. So initially, when I just started out, I didn't think much about these things. But now, like I realized that those things kind of stay with you, even if you're acting. There are things that stay with you. So for me, stuff like rape scenes and all are a strict no for now. Those kind of villains, that very creepy, cliched, um, where there is no dimension to the villain, and it's a very easily typecast villain. Those kinds of stuff I stay away from. Yeah.
Okay. But that is not that easy, right? Because most of the characters are cliche, most of the characters are creepy when it comes to the villain roles. Unless until it is a bigger star film or some
Yeah.
sensible director, most of the villains will unnecessarily shoot hundreds of guys who is
Yeah.
his friends or their friends or the gang members,
Yeah.
or unnecessarily look at the woman like she's some sex doll, or kind of. That is the kind of villainism we have been seeing, irrespective of the industry. It could be Malayalam, it could be Telugu, or Tamil, or Kannada, whatever the industry is.
Yes.
That is how the villains are projected till date. Slowly, there is a transformation, there is an evolution of showcasing the villain as well, because now the villains are smarter as well, smarter than the heroes it's
Yeah.
themselves sometimes. So, going through that evolution of the villain, the peak villain characterism, or that dimension, how does that made you think differently?
That also comes from the actor himself.
Hmm.
So, like when I perform, the director is able to see certain things. Like I can bring some flamboyance to the character. So then the director does not anymore have to rely on the cliches. He can make me do something different and still project that intimidation. Basically, you want to show the villain slightly more powerful than the hero to begin with, so that the hero has something to overpower. And for that, you don't have to rely to the cliches if the actor and the writer can bring something new. And I think through that, I've been able to break from that mold. So, like often it will happen that the director will see something and he'll add more scenes for me, and he'll rewrite certain other scenes that have been written before
Okay.
to
So
suit
did that
what.
happen? Like
Yeah,
more since once the project started?
yeah, that has happened a lot. In OG also it has happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So coming to your characters, I specifically liked your character Extraordinary,
Yes.
because it is a very different character than the regular villains, because that specific character is not someone who will exponentially go towards the screen, like hitting the people or hitting the hero or some. He depends on the hero. He depends on the characterization of the hero for a few times where he wants to rise.
Correct.
So when Vakantam Vamsi told you the character in the narration and the way it was being translated on screen, so how did you find that?
So to be honest, that character, when he narrated also, both of us only had a shell of the character.
Okay.
The character,
You never had the clear picture of.
no, the character was developed as we went along. We improvised, we discussed before each scene, and same, he would add certain scenes here, there, and we'd come up with some mannerism somewhere. But it was a very collaborative process. That was like one of my most enjoyable filmmaking processes as an actor, because Vakatamamsi is an extraordinary brain. His brain works in a very, very, very different direction, and to brainstorm with him and to actually have a collaborative process where we develop the character together rather than something just being imposed on me from the start. It was. I wish the film would have worked even better.
True.
Yeah.
The concept wise, Extra is a beautiful film, because
Correct.
the way the hero goes on senselessly though it is a senseless, though he doesn't have any plan, it's like a God-written script of or God-written screenplay kind of film.
Correct.
But when it comes to the perspective of the actor, that's where it went wrong, what I believe.
Okay.
But your character, in the way, there are two warning scenes in the film, and it has to be calculated by the audience themselves, because the warning comes first, and then the explanation comes secondary. Why he is warning the villain?
Yep.
So then even the hero says it. No. You put that scene in front, then you will get a clear picture.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine conceiving something like this and then first explaining it to the crew? I don't think a lot of people in the crew even understood when we were shooting that what is happening. Even I had a tough time because, first of all, when we were shooting, also, you're not shooting chronologically. We are shooting every scene from wherever,
Okay.
because it depends on a lot of logistics, the dates of the actors and the locations. So we are shooting according to that and not. And on top of that, the chronology of the screenplay itself is so mixed up. It was difficult to keep track of, and it's hats off to these kind of things happen in Telugu cinema. That's the beauty.
Okay. So post the response of the film. So obviously you will be like, okay, why didn't it work out? Kind of. So what was your assessment for the film extra?
I thought maybe it may have been a little complex to project the concept, and it maybe didn't reach clearly. It was ambitious, although I enjoyed the movie very much, and it's one of the few movies my parents also enjoyed. Usually my parents never enjoy my movies because it's full of violence and and full of those cliches. And with this movie, and my parents loved Nitin also in the movie. They loved the hero. He was so lovable and everything. And so I thought, okay, my parents are loving it, hopefully general audience will also love it. But yeah, I think that that concept maybe didn't translate as well, because I was so close to the subject objectively.
Yeah, the technique that crew believes it blindly, because they have that faith in that film or the concept.
Correct.
But once, if that faith doesn't translate to the on screen, then it won't work.
I hope Bhaktatam Vamsi makes more such movies, and like in these kind of lateral thinkings.
True. He's an amazing writer. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Okay. So that was your first Telugu film?
that was my second.
Second. What was your first?
First was with Ravi Teja.
Oh, Tiger National was the first one.
Yes.
Okay.
That was my first one.
Okay. I thought actually this could be the first one, because script was locked long back. Extra.
Okay. No, this came to me after Tiger Nageshwara.
After Tiger Nagar. Yeah. So how was that? So even in Tiger Nageshwara, we had too many cliche sequences. That pulling that saree sequence.
Yeah. That was kind of my first foray into Telugu. So I had I didn't have much to even think.
You didn't like that specific sequences to do, right?
Yeah. After after that space only, I have kind of moved on from there. And also back then I didn't have that many opportunities to choose from. Like I didn't have the liberty to say no to a lot of stuff. But from there now I have kind of a good space where I can say yes or no to the stuff I want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Though it had that kind of intensity that should be given, because that's a plot boiling sequence where Ravi Teja comes and chops everyone's
Yeah.
kind of. So I was like, okay, that intensity is fine, but was that needed, where the girl has to be stripped, or she's like she's going for the suicide or kind of? That was too much cliche. I thought.
I think, but when you want to rouse that emotion to a peak, but these are kind of
that is not the only way, right? Like that's so many other possibilities as well.
Yeah.
Okay, but that female sentiment works. But I found that, okay, was that needed? Is that really necessary to show that peak heroism or the peak villainism? And I was like, I was not convinced actually.
Okay.
I was not that, okay, that is not needed. See,
Perhaps.
making a woman cry is fine on screen, but stripping unnecessary for the sake of it, just for the sake of creating some emotion where the hero need to chop the head off a villain. That I was not.
Maybe if I was a little better known, the director may have chosen something else, knowing that there's something else that I can give, because I was also new. That the options would have been limited.
Cool. So, even on the pre-release event of Tiger Nageshwara, you're saying that I had the best time with Raviteja because I had learned so many things from him. So what are your learning things from Raviteja?
Well, one is his this applies to all the big stars. They're all kind of down to earth. They have they protect their energy because they have to channelize their energy in the this thing. But then when they will sit with you and you can talk to them like a normal person, and there is an effortless um, swag, especially in Telugu heroes with Pawan Kalyan, Raviteja. That effortless swag is what, like these guys are not the Greek god lookers. So, and yet they have that effect when they come on screen. So those
They are
two
mostly
things.
very us.
Yeah. So that's the kind of thing that we need to learn from them. Yeah.
Cool. So let's discuss about OG now. So other than the movie, because the OG was like more of a very huge cast. It has be it Pawan Kalyan or Imran Ashmi or Shreya Reddy, Subraka Sudhakar, too many character artists, and you are also part of the film. So the thing that happened is we watched your performance, we enjoyed it. Like even your head was chopped
I guess.
in the interval. It was damn okay. So many people only remember mostly Pawan Kalyan or Imran Ashmi because of the ensemble cast here. But one picture made all the difference.
Uh, yes. Well,
Your picture, like you beside the photo, you're simply sitting with the white dress beside your death picture.
So I asked my assistant to take that photo as a joke. I thought I'll post it after the release, but I forgot about it completely.
Okay.
My assistant posted it in some carousel. His experience on the movie, he posted it, and in between that carousel, this one photo was there. So someone from there has picked it up, and it became viral.
It became so viral.
Yeah.
Then you dominated each and everyone. Because Jimmy, the character Jimmy was something that like it is a regular character we see on a regular in almost all the gangster films or the regular roles, but you had that little pinch of comic sense as well to the role.
Yeah.
It's not like some serious, very serious, the dark villain kind of. It has the dark shade, but at the same time, it has that bright side of comic sense as well.
Yeah.
So, what was your input for the character Jimmy?
So this is that what I brought to the character.
That comic sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So because I mean, it was also written that way, that it is this kind of uncontrolled energy. So I would say things in a certain way that even though it was not written as a comedy scene, there were more such sequences also, which were like even more funny because of the way he and I, which didn't make him to the final cut. But yeah, and that's why when like his head gets chopped and everything, and all this bravado that he was doing, and then eventually this is the fate he meets, is kind of funny in the larger picture, and that's why I think that photo kind of worked in that sense more. Yeah.
Okay. But see, it's not like something new that you're facing the superstars because you acted with Mammootty, you acted with Mohanlal, you acted with Raviteja, Pawan Kalyan, everyone. So when it comes to the camaraderie on the sets, or when it comes to that screen sharing, respect, it should be there should be some mutual respect when it comes to the acting, specifically when you share that specific kind of villainy and hero kind of things.
Yes.
How does that work for you?
It's different for different people. In Malayalam, the aura that the stars carry is far less compared to what it's in Telugu. In Telugu, the stars have a much larger aura, and like, when they come, everything goes silent, and there's a presence here. So you have to treat them with that kind of respect. They've reached where they are, and I am mostly concerned that I shouldn't make some mistake and then come in the way of what they are supposed to deliver. So that's usually so I kind of stay out of the way as much as possible and just stick to what I have to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you dub for yourself?
Yeah.
Mostly. Because in Tiger Nagareshwara and OG both.
In all 4 movies that I've done.
Okay, yeah, even an extra, you dub for yourself.
They were
So that is a conscious choice that you're making,
conscious choice.
that you should be heard?
Yeah. So because when dubbing artist dubs, the emotion completely goes off. Like the rhythm goes off. there is a pattern that dubbing artists have. Then it becomes very forgettable. What I have seen, sometimes when my work has been dubbed by other artists, even though their voices and all pronunciation, diction must be obviously much better. But there's something else that happens when that actor themselves dub. So I usually, so what I do is when I'm saying the lines on set, I say them nicely so that the director usually will come and themselves say that, oh, you're saying them correctly, you only should dub. So yeah, so that's so that I don't have to go and request them. Then please,
So you use the prompting or you memorize the dialogues?
I use prompting.
Oh,
Yeah, if there are long lines, if there are short 3-4 lines and all, then I don't need prompting. But if there are long lines, then I use prompting because and prompting is also a skill because you maintain your own rhythm. Yeah, it comes like a feed in your subconscious, so that you don't have to think about the lines and the words, and you can just focus on your emotion, and the rhythm is still yours. Yeah.
okay. So do you remember any specific sequences that are chopped from OG?
There are quite a few actually. There are a few sequences where in the hospital when I'm running around looking for Prakash Raj, and then there was one small sequence where Bhadra, who's the informant,
Uh-huh.
he's my driver, and
Rahul Ravindran.
yeah, Rahul Ravindran. I have asked him to stay out, and then I'm like roaming around. Suddenly, Bhadra is inside. I was like, what are you doing here? I told you to stay outside. No, stay outside. And then I go, and then he said, no, I heard some gunshot. अरे यार वो बुड्ढा निकल जाएगा तो जा उधर बाहर रुक. So I go. So this kind of stuff when all was there. So yeah, so those they would have already made it too long. Yeah.
Okay. So not only for OG, there will be many instances that most of the scenes are chopped where you
Yeah.
work really hard. So like how do you take that? Because you are not someone who will get into the final edit or something, because it will be completely director's choice or the specific too many factors involved, editor or director.
Yeah.
So while watching the film, you'll be expecting a lot of things that, okay, I was there in that specific scene. There is this specific kind of thing. How does that experience works for you? Because I have seen many artists who are like, they will be searching for the specific sequence. They felt like they have given their best, but it won't be on in the film.
No, that doesn't really bother me.
Okay.
So first of all, I get to know during dubbing what all is there, what all.
Okay.
And many times I've also forgotten how much I've shot or what all because my focus is always whatever is best for the film. If it's good for the film, because if my scene is there and it's adding to the length and it's getting boring, then I would myself want the scene to be removed, no matter how good it is. Because I've also been a writer director. I know that what the thing, how it affects, and usually a smaller, punchier, impactful role is much better than a longer, dragged role. So those things don't bother me at all.
Okay. So how many days exactly you shot for OG?
My own work would have been maybe around 30 to 35 days, probably. Yeah.
Because it had so many gaps in between, because Pawan Kalyan was not available for
a long
shooting and stuff. So
So
it was a very, though it is 30 or 35 odd working days, the journey was very long.
Yeah, around 2 years.
Okay.
2.5 years also.
So what was the earlier scenes and what were the post sequences which were shot?
The interval block was shot later.
Okay.
The
I mean recently.
hospital interval, all that stuff was shot recently.
And the post sequences and all are initial.
Earlier, yeah.
Okay. So you might have even forgotten what
Yeah.
what all the characters are, because that was almost a 1.5 year gap.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not the character and all, but kind of, and also the director, because he had so much time, he had been editing, re-editing, shuffling scenes, adding new scenes, deleting scenes. He himself was also changing the storyline, to make it better and better and better. He said, I have so much time now, so I better use it for, improving the story. So he added a few scenes of me and all. So that's how, so it was that way. It was every time I would come, I had to get back into the groove of, okay,
Okay.
before this happened, then this will happen. So now this is the track that we're going on.
And there are so too many characters you have to interact
Yeah,
with, because
yeah.
it is your father's that father character, and you have to interact with too many other side characters.
So imagine if I had done method acting for this, and it's impossible. Every time the character's background is changing. Yeah, so
Okay.
but this works, yes.
And Sudev, you're a very family man
Yeah,
guy, right?
yeah.
Because the way you treat your family, specifically your fiance,
Yeah.
the kind of reels you make.
Wife, yeah. Now my wife, we got married last year.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, as we grow older, I think we become more and more attached to family. And I left home at 18 to study. I first studied engineering, then I went to FTI. So I've been away from home since I was 18. So I've always preferred that loner life, especially when you're on this kind of a journey.
Mm-hmm.
But now that, the career part is kind of fallen into place and things are more on autopilot, and then you start valuing family more. And I broke my leg once while doing gymnastics, and so I had surgery, and my parents had come to stay with me to help me out. So that time I bonded with my parents again, and that's when I started making reels with my parents. So that was kind of a rejuvenation of my relationship with my parents.
You're also making some classes on YouTube as well, like how to react, how to be cute. Huh?
Yeah. The-
That was around some 10, 11 years.
yeah, back. Yeah.
So
Because-
you used to teach that as well, or you just
no, that is
do it for
parody. That's a parody.
Oh, okay.
That's not. That's the. Please don't follow those rules at all. That was a parody of how to be an extrovert, an introvert teaching how I became an extrovert and how you should. And it's all
Okay.
the worst tips in the world. How to
So you wanted to do this stand-up comedy as well?
Not really. Stand-up comedy is kind of a very different art form with its own. That's a dedication on its own. So that's. But I've always wanted to make comedy stuff. Like I said, I've admired Rowan Atkinson. So Rowan Atkinson also has these sketches where he used to perform sketches of these sort. And so other than Mr. Bean, he had a lot of sketch comedy. So I loved
So Atkinson was like your
idol.
mentor or kind of?
Yeah, he was kind of my idol. For comedy at least, that's who I followed a lot.
Because people never knew his original name. People used to call him Mr. Bean.
Yeah, I know.
Later they found it's like Atkinson.
Rowan Atkinson, yeah. So Mr. Bean, so imagine the impact of the character, that someone knows you by the name of the character. That's just incredible. So yeah, Rowan Atkinson's work I've followed a lot.
Okay.
So that kind of sketch comedy and all I used to love to do. So yeah, that's how I made a web series also, which was
No, I watched
Yeah.
not all, but a few content pieces, but specifically that how to be cute is something like I found it more interesting.
Yeah.
Because with that kind of serious face, and you are saying like how to act cute and how to be cute.
Yeah, and I think there's stuff like how to attract women and and all those
Okay.
things.
So they're like while venturing into the films, though you're from the acting school and you have all the degrees or all the characteristics for to be an actor, it's not that easy to get a specific first chance. And even if you're getting a chance, getting the recognition is much tougher. So from that film school to a chance, for getting a first chance, and getting a first chance to getting the first recognition. So what are those stepping stones for you?
Yeah, so that I passed out in 2011, and then from there it's like going and giving your profile, asking for auditions. I started in Bombay, and every year I used to do 1 or 2 visits to Kerala, do one round in the Malayalam industry also. So there I started doing a few ads in Bombay first. But then ads was a hugely time consuming. You have to stand in line with like some 50, 100 other models, and then they will tell you if you're fit or not fit, and then you go audition, and then the probability of you getting is not dependent on your acting talent. It's depending on if you look right for that product. So that then I stopped, and then I started I did one movie called Gulab Gang. So it's all kind of luck here and there, but you just keep trying. And then I did my first movie in Malayalam called My Life Partner, for which I got the Kerala State Award. So that's again like luck. It's not like something I had any expectations out of. It was a small movie at that time. I just wanted to do some movie. And but yeah, if you keep trying, that's so in 2015 I got the award. That's 4 years from the time I graduated.
So that's your point of recognition as well?
First recognition, but the state award really doesn't mean much because the audience still doesn't know you.
True.
At the same time, I had got this other movie called Anarkali, which became a big hit in Kerala with Pressmeets. So I was playing the heroine's younger brother, and my character got kind of recognized there. So from there, I started getting.
But what was the specific role that got you the mass appeal?
That was Bhishma Parvam with Mammootty. That was the movie that kind of broke. So until then, I was doing all these small roles. Sometimes I'd come in one scene. So again, there was one movie called Abraham and the Sandadigal with Mammootty, in which I was there for only one scene. So the whole movie is about catching the serial killer. Eventually, he's caught, and that is me in the interrogation scene. Last one scene. That one scene was so good that from that movie I became more famous.
Okay. And you are that one scene specific guy in Ezra as well, right?
Yeah. In Ezra also had that one small portion. And also there was also a title character, Ezra. So that kind of one scene happened, and then eventually in Bhishma Parvam came. That's when I was the main villain opposite Mammootty, and that was also this non-cliche villain, very stylish Italian suits, Mercedes, and slow motion.
It has a proper aura
Yeah.
to the character.
Correct.
And also I love that music specifically, the Bhishma Parvam.
Sushin's music.
And that is the first film I seen this guy dancing as well.
Shobin.
Because people noticed him in Monica, but in Bhishma Parvam on that stage song, he performed so well. There was moonwalk sequences.
Correct.
He did a great job over there.
He was very good.
Okay. So in Malayalam industry, there is a bit of camaraderie where the other industries are jealous of. Because the kind of camaraderie it is there in the Malayalam industry, because it could be Mohanlal film, it could be Fahad Faisal film. The whole industry comes forward to support that film, even if there is something specific jokes on that film. Because in recent Hriday Purvam, we saw Mammootty being jealous about Fafa. Though it's a very cute kind of jealous. So these kind of camaraderie we've never seen in other industries, not in Tamil, not in Telugu. In Telugu, it is also very limited when it comes to the younger actresses, not with the senior actors. We never seen that on screen. It will be everything will be off the screen. That is fine, but on screen we have never seen it. So with that kind of camaraderie you were having in Malayalam industry, and when it comes to the Telugu industry, it is not like that. So how did you how did you process that thing then?
In Telugu, first of all, I always, until now, felt like an outsider. So I was till now trying to fit in.
Okay.
Now is the time, I think now even the general audience have started recognizing me, and filmmakers have started recognizing me. In Kerala, what happens also is, in the beginning, I was trying to fit in. Now everywhere I go is the same crew, the same production controller. So now become like family. And Malayalam, the other great thing is that people take chance on new talent. You know, that control is much lesser. It might be there, but if you're talented, that space opens up for you quite easily. So that's I think also why that industry produces that kind of content, even though our resources are much smaller compared to other industries. When I come to Telugu, it's like huge luxury here compared to what we do there. So yeah, I think that, but that's also reflected in how the stars here are treated like gods,
Demigods.
Yeah, and that's also why they're able to bring in that much money. So that aura to be maintained is also important. So maybe this is how the system works here for it to happen this way, and that's the system that works there.
Okay. So couldn't be the right question to you, but just wanted to know this. So, does the Malayalam, not only Malayalam actors, does the actors really charge higher for the Telugu films and lower for their industry films?
Um, yeah, that's it's actually not industry specific. It's more to do with the reach of the movie. So if you know the movie is set on a platform that's going to earn that much more, then you would charge accordingly. So for example, now I did a web series in for Z5, uh, and obviously Z5 a web series, even though I'm the main lead, I know that it's not mounted on a platform like OG or this thing. So my fees there will be much lesser.
Okay.
Either I do that, or I let go of that, saying that no, I only charge this much. This is my standard fee across the board. Then I will lose out on these kind of
Yes.
stuff. So and there are really good Malayalam films which will be smaller budget. Their reach will be smaller. Now, if I want to only earn money, then I will say no to those movies. They won't be able to afford to pay uh, what Telugu films pay. So because they will not be able to recover that kind of money. So
it will be completely depending on the scale of
on the
it, right?
scale of the film. Yes.
Okay. Done. And before closing this up, I wanted to know a few more things. Like, though it is a big, longer journey for you from the kind of roles as the small roles to the 1 minute roles or the kind of specific one scene roles to a bigger journey. So, who was that one specific person or the team who stood by you?
Stood by me. Definitely my manager Vivek, who's been there from the first, just as soon as I got the Kerala State Award. So as soon as I got the Kerala State Award, when I started giving interviews, there's a producer there called Johnny Sagriga. He saw and he called me, and then he booked a flight for me from Bombay to come and stay, just to advise me on how to pursue my career from here, and so that I don't, because he saw some potential in me with my voice and the way I'm talking and everything. And so he advised me that these are the kind of movies that will come. Everybody will come to you for hero roles. Don't fall into that trap because you want to be hero. 2-3 flop movies and then your career will be over. Don't do that. Wait, do small roles in big movies, but established people. And it's exactly how it happened. And there are a couple of movies where I succumbed to that hero fetish, which did very badly because they were not good filmmakers. So I understood that. Thankfully, like, I survived those mistakes. So it's not that easy. And Johnny Sagriga introduced me to Vivek, who's been my manager since then.
Okay.
Even though I was doing all these small roles, and he's been having a clear strategy, and let's say yes to this. More than anything, he tells me what not to do, which is very important as an actor.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your family?
The family is like, they are completely oblivious to my work life. They have no idea how this happened. They don't know.
So is that like they wanted like that, or you kept them like that?
Like, no, they would prefer if I was more in touch, but that they, like, my parents also admit that they don't understand any of this.
Okay.
They're not
The industry.
even, and not remotely even related to the film industry. So they have no idea. They don't know how it works, what it is, and what I should do, what I shouldn't do. Only thing is, my parents tell me which movies they hated, and that's feedback for me. So yeah, but they have been there since I was struggling. So even though after my computer engineering I had a job which I didn't go to, I said I want to go to film school instead. They were supportive. They paid my rent for so long, like many years. Even after I got the state award, there was time when I was still struggling to make rent. So my parents who were paying my rent and everything. So that's kind of a
So was it
small.
financially independent enough to support you?
Yeah. Both my parents were working, like
Okay.
middle class, proper working parents, and that's why they have made sacrifices on their end.
So did you repay all that?
Yeah. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. That and more. Yeah.
Okay. And what about your wife? Like, does she like
Yeah.
you getting chopped off every time?
She would prefer that I play hero roles, but that's again, yeah, the journey that she's been on. My wife's support is immense because once you get married, then she takes care of the internal world for me. Now I don't have to worry about that at all, from my food to my this thing. And now we have a surf school and a resort in Varkala in Kerala. I love surfing, so I started my surf school. She takes care of that completely.
Okay.
So I just go there and surf whenever I have to. And she also takes care of being in touch with my family.
So the surfing school is your plan B or what?
Not plan B. That's kind of my lifestyle. That's
More of a hobby kind of.
yeah.
Okay. So you train the people over there?
No, we have an instructor. I have an instructor who
Okay.
trains.
So you just look after that.
Yeah. So, but I own the surf school basically. Yeah. I've always wanted a surf school.
What's the school name?
Vevalokam.
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 Okay, it's like Vevalokam.
Vevalokam. Yeah.
So till date, whatever the roles you did, the kind of recognition you got is fine, Sudev. But going forward, this wouldn't be sufficient because you've been playing the villain role. You being the part of bigger films. It could be OG or it could be Toxic, the upcoming film. But there should be the transformation that okay, Sudev has been evolving as an actor. Sudev has evolved in specific character or the specific film. Where does that will come? When will that happen? Do you think?
That will hopefully happen now soon, because it's a conscious choice that I have to make to be taking up those kinds of roles. There are like a couple of Telugu movies also that I've said no to because those are like pretty similar, and that novelty will wear off for the audience also once they've seen me in the same roles, and for me also it will not be fruitful anymore, and then that career will be very short lived. And like you said, I have to keep evolving, and hopefully in the next couple of roles that I do, that evolution will show. Yeah, that transition will start showing.
Cool. So, what was your not like a learning point or something? That specific moment with Pawan Kalyan that you felt that aura or felt his that stardom.
That the main one interval scene that we have, it was the way he was handling the weapons also. No, there's a flow in his body, which even if you see a Tiger Shroff who's like very highly trained martial artist, you will not see that kind of an ease of the way the things move, and then you come back in that flow. It's almost like a dance. That's where you come to know that this ease and this flow is what you need to get.
Okay. But many say that Pawan Kalyan is very jovial off the screen. So, మీరు కూడా మాట్లాడారా ఆయనతో?
Not that much because we had very limited time. His time was very limited because of so when we also shot that, especially that one scene, his time was very little. So we shot first all of my portions, then he came, then we shot all of his portions.
Okay.
It was like very tight, so that he could be let off. So I didn't get that much opportunity to.
So you traveled to Tadepalli for that interval shot?
Yeah, we shot it in 2-3 places.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I wish sorry, not wish, but I wanted you to do many specific roles that will elevate you as a comical artist as well. Because I love your comedy timing, because specifically that one reel where you're like your wife is driving and you're like, okay, I'm fine when she drives you to the airport or something. So I wanted the filmmakers to grab that comical timing on screen to bring it on screen.
Thank you.
And I wish I will have a very long career in Telugu, and almost already in all the Indian language, including English as well, right?
Yeah.
And sorry, I forgot that your first film itself is with the Oscar winning director, the Spotlight director, right?
Yeah, it's what is the name of that movie? $1 Million Army. Yeah, first movie.
So I was just checking randomly for the film, and I was like, I never saw the film, The $1 Million Grams. I was checking who is the director. Then he was like, okay, he's the man who made the Spotlight and won the Oscar. Yeah, and you got quite a bit
Yeah.
of crazy filmography.
One small bit.
Oh, it is, but you'll have that in the Wikipedia. So
Correct,
people will,
correct.
okay, this guy had acted in almost all the Indian languages. I wish you get more comical roles and a very long career in Telugu.
Thank you so much, Dheeraj. Thank you.
Glad for your time.
Thank you.